A very good morning, and thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. 24th of November, we're coming up to the time frame that has been so much highlighted in terms of social media and indeed forecasts as well, some more official forecasts, i.e., the BBC and the Met Office, with regards to a colder turn of weather. And of course, this is something that markhoganweather.com has been highlighting for quite some time now, and it has or is in the process of arriving across the UK. From what I can see, I've been off the last several days, and I do apologise actually for no video. I had promised a couple of brief videos when I was in the Canaries, but to be quite honest with you, I was appreciating a little bit of downtime, and I'm sure you will understand that I was kind of just looking for a bit of a rest. So I'm back anyway. My partner and I are actually heading to the Outer Hebrides this morning, so it's going to be a very interesting next couple of days. In fact, because we're heading across to Stornoway today, and then we're heading back, or meant to be heading back to Ullapool and the mainland on Saturday. But the weather is certainly taking a downward trajectory in terms of conditions, and it has been expected. Of course, we knew that was going to be the case, but it might actually be another few days until I get another video back on again, based on the fact that I may not have internet, because we're going to be staying in Stornoway, and then we're heading down to Benbecula for a couple of nights, and I don't know what kind of signal I've got and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting. But like I said, the weather is turning colder. It's turning more unsettled as well. We could be talking about damaging gusts of wind, disruptive winds, highly likely, and the ferries are on alert in terms of conditions. I know the freight side of things, it's completely wiped out, at least today and indeed tomorrow for that Ullapool Stornoway crossing. So it's going to be interesting, like I say. But we've got weather conditions are going to be taking a downward trend over the course of today. We've got winds going to be picking up. We've got an area of low pressure that is going to take a southward dive and is going to drag in much colder air. Now, is it completely out of the ordinary for this time of the year? No, it isn't. It's going to be a major shock to the system because it has been so warm in the last several weeks here. We've really not had any wintry weather. However, that being said, please keep in mind, folks, that it is only November, and the amount of people who are writing off winter before it's even began is crazy stuff, because let's face it, the modelling is trending back the way in terms of cold weather as we push a little bit down the road. But we know what it's like. It indicates one solution, then it completely flips around, and then it comes back again. And I just urge caution when it comes to looking at the computer models, because they simply cannot decipher where these areas of high pressure and low pressure are going to be positioned. And of course, it's all equations, and it's all mathematics, if you will. And of course, that is all subject to change. So you can see here that this is the current setup. High pressure, strong area of high pressure over the North Atlantic, kind of trying to poke its nose into Greenland. There is, of course, a small area of low pressure on the south coast of Greenland here, so we're not getting that, that area of high pressure sticking its nose completely up in the Greenland. But you notice here that as we go forward, the area of high pressure continues to intensify over the North Atlantic, while we've got an area of low pressure that takes a southward dive down the eastern side of the UK here. So you can see what takes place here. The first area of low pressure comes down, then we've got a secondary area of low pressure. That's the one, in fact, if we skip back, you can see, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that's that area of low pressure that's sitting on the south coast of Greenland at the moment. That kind of comes around the top of the area of high pressure. takes a southward dive, deepens significantly, and then we've got major winds to speak about. First time in a long time we've had severe gales to speak about, but that is going to essentially come south. It's going to bring gusts 60, 70, possibly even 80 miles per hour out of the north. Hence the disruption for our ferry probably on Saturday. That comes south, it deepens as it does so, and then essentially it opens the floodgates to Arctic air. If you look at the isobars, you can track them all the way up into the pole. So very, very cold air. It's going to bring snowfall with it. Pinpointing exactly where the snow goes is very difficult to say, but we could see snowfall anywhere at sea level once that main area of low pressure Friday into Saturday comes south. Like I say, it opens the floodgates to much, much colder air. And then we'll have another feature that kind of comes around the top of that area of high pressure. But you notice here that as we go into Sunday and into the next week, you notice the current GFS model indicates the area of high pressure starts to slide southwards over the Atlantic. That, in a sense, would indicate we'll start to pull in milder air from the west here. But of course, this remains open to question here. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Looking at the 850 millibar temperature chart here, relatively mild air at the moment across the British Isles. Through the course of today, we're dragging much colder air, hence why snow levels come down. That sends a lobe. The first lobe, it's like waves of cold coming down around the top of the area of high pressure, transported by low pressure coming southwards here. So we'll see the first initial push of Arctic air coming down from the north. Then we're dragging slightly milder air from the Atlantic as the next area of low pressure approaches from the north here. Then, as that main feature comes south, bringing its severe gales, heavy rain, sleet, hail, snow, basically everything but bar the kitchen sink comes south with that. Then the true Arctic air comes down from the pole here as we go through the day on Friday in particular here. We could see 850 temperatures minus 10 to minus 15 here. That then comes south. Again, we see a little bit of milder air trying to pull in from the Atlantic here, as you can see. Then we get another wave of Arctic air coming down from the north here. So we're going to see a bit of a roller coaster, I think, as we go forward here. And then, as you can see here, the model is pulling in milder air. We've got another system coming in from the west, and hence why I say the west. That is your key to kind of, for a period of time at least, pull in much milder air from the Atlantic here. So it's going to be interesting to see the outcome as we go through next week here. Looking at finally snowfall here, you can see that as we go through the next 24 hours, the first feature comes down. We're going to start to see the hills getting peppered in white. That is going to become much more widespread, I think, as we go through the course of, what would that be, today and into tomorrow. So that's Wednesday and Thursday, with the first system coming south, mainly across the highlands of Scotland here, maybe the North Welsh mountains as well, as you can see. But it's that second low that comes down that brings the potential for disruptive snow, even to kind of lower levels here. I don't think we're going to see anything significant, for example, between Glasgow and Edinburgh or anything, but certainly the A9, the A96, the A82, the M74, the Transpennine routes across between Carlisle and Newcastle and Penrith to Scotch Corner could see issues in higher areas, even through Derbyshire and whatnot. You could see some snow. GFS, you can see here, even indicating some lying snow through parts of Norfolk, Suffolk, and down in towards Kent, for example, here. So keeping an eye on this situation pretty carefully here, because this has been a long time since we've had this kind of weather, and it will cause some issues over the next several days here, folks. So I think that's it for today. Hope you have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll be back in the next several days with more. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.